Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, Nintendo fan. This is NES from A to Z, the show where I talk about a classic Nintendo Entertainment System game from my youth. I'll be reviewing a game for the following: its plot, graphics, sound, replayability, and nostalgia, on a scale of 1 to 5. These ratings, of course, are totally subjective, so that means that they are absolutely correct because they are my opinions. Today I'm reviewing Adventure Island by Hudson Soft from 1988. So this is a side-scrolling platformer, vaguely in the vein, of course, of Super Mario Bros., the progenitor of so many of these types of games. I remember playing this colorful game back in the day at various sleepovers. It's actually one of the hardest games on the Nintendo that you'll ever play. Yes, I could give Ninja Gaiden and Battletoads a run for its money, definitely. Speaking of running, here's the main character, Master Higgins, just jumping and throwing axes and just being so lovable and cute. Things like this level just give me so much anxiety, where you have to make these perfectly timed jumps, or else you end up in the infinite void of death. Basically, the plot is you're Master Higgins, you're visiting an island, Adventure Island, in the South Pacific, because you have to rescue Princess Tina. She was kidnapped by the evil witch doctor. So you have to go through 8 levels to find her, defeating the witch doctor in his different incarnations all along the way. I'll give the plot a 3. It's pretty basic. It saved the damsel in distress trope. It's a little played out, but again, this was 1988, so we can forgive them a little bit. I like the idea of battling the same witch doctor multiple times. He changes his head every time. Basically, when you hit him enough times in the head, it falls off, and then he comes back on a future level with a different head. Pretty scary. Graphics are very simple. This is 1988 graphics, as you can see here. It's very flat colors, no parallax scrolling. It's got the classic problem about things appearing on the edge of the screen, like in the Mario games. Things appearing very abruptly, that is. And also flicker. When you've got items on certain planes of the game, certain sprites make others disappear. Notice at the top with your life bar, flickers on and off when there's something in the same area. So the graphics are very bright and colorful, but kind of flat. I give them also a 3 out of 5. This was earlier in the lifespan of the Nintendo Entertainment System, so they couldn't be as advanced as they later will be. But levels such as the cave are pretty impressive. There's no parallax scrolling going on, like I said, but look at the 3 levels of sort of layers on screen. You've got the floor, the background wall, and the stalactites at the top. That's still pretty impressive. Sound is fun but simple. Again, it's an earlier game, so it couldn't quite deal with many harmonies and melodies at the same time. It's kind of a fun little soundtrack. Let's have a listen. So classic style of sort of the Mario games, where things would change depending on the zone that you're in or the area, and then when you get like special abilities, they also change. So the sound is alright. I kind of didn't really remember the music until I started to research the game again for this video, and it all started flooding back to me. It was enjoyable. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Replayability. This is the kind of game that keeps you coming back over and over to play it. You're so close to getting to the end. You almost made that jump. You want to keep playing it and playing it. However, it's more of perhaps the hate play it, in terms of, I hate this, I'm losing, I gotta play, I know I'll do better, let me try again. And suddenly you've spent all night long playing this game and you still haven't passed it. Well, maybe that just happened with me on various sleepovers. But I think the replayability is pretty high, simply because you're just challenged to play it and play it and play it. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Not exactly sort of replayability that we really want to play because we love it, but more like of the challenge. This is a big challenge that I must play again and again, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Nostalgia. Raise your hand if you had heard of Master Higgins before this video. He's sort of a niche character, not as well known nowadays, 30 years later, but Hudson Soft has a place in my heart as sort of an alternative publisher of kind of cult games. And Master Higgins, I love this little guy. Look, he's got a little hat, his expression is hilarious, his expression changes as he jumps and does various things. And fighting the boss, that brings a lot of memories back. He's like, oh, he's coming right at me and he's throwing fire, but I killed him, his head came off. So nostalgia for me is a 4 out of 5. It brings back good memories of sleepovers, of insane challenges, and sometimes finding the little Hudson bee in a variety of Hudson games, such as Adventure Island. So to recap, I give the plot a 3 out of 5. Nothing too special, but it gets the job done. Graphics, 3 out of 5. They're bright, colorful, and happy, and look at those little critters you have to roast. And sound, 3 out of 5, but the tunes are hummable once they get stuck in your mind. Replayability, you're definitely going to want to play this over and over to get better and better at the game. And nostalgia, you sort of had to be there. It's really a game to invest a lot of time passing it back and forth with your friends. Okay, you try this level, now you try this level, and you'll get farther and farther. This has been NES from A to Z, and I've reviewed Adventure Island by Hudson Soft from 1988. I'm VM Campos, and you've been playing with power.